So from your perspective, we were chatting about this before, but this idea that the first-time buyers have changed, the age has changed, the demographic has changed. What have you guys been seeing in that yourself?
Yeah, it's obvious because house prices have grown.
Yeah.
Also, I think people are struggling to save, not just because of the mortgage they want to get that's affordable, so therefore that deposit has to be bigger, but cost of living. So rent has gone up. So as rent's gone up, how are they supposed to put money aside?
Yes.
Electricity, gas,
Everything, yeah.
council tax, everything's gone up. Petrol, if they're driving. So how are first-time buyers, traditionally, if you look back when they were much younger, able to get such a deposit to go and get the house that's affordable at the end of the day? There are quite a few products out there. We've talked before about Skipton, Accord. Leeds have just launched at the end of last year their Income Plus. So this is very similar to the Helping Hand by Nationwide. So that's targeting
those type of
increased LTIs. So if lenders can do more and try them more, but also don't know if you've seen the article with Nationwide, who are challenging the government right now, because obviously so much of their pot can go to first-time buyers. They want to broaden that LTI bracket. So if lenders can get that movement with government, then they might be able to stretch more than the traditional 4.5 times income, should we say, to 5.5 without having to do specific ranges.
Yeah, because that 4.5, it does, as you say, and actually it's one of the things that's in this issue is this idea of solo as well. You've got first-time buyers, and then if you're a single first-time buyer, which is a rise in single first-time buyers anyway, that's even lower income multiples. So it feels like the deck is stacked against you.
Yeah.
If you've not got that more human approach at looking at it, for sure.
And I think I also very firm believer on looking at the next time buyer market.
Yeah,
And I think
love that you're speaking like that's like they're called the first time movers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. It's not necessarily always the second time buyer. So if we can get next time buyers having affordable opportunities as well, to help them climb the ladder, because ultimately that's all we want to do is keep climbing. Then you start off either single and with a partner, and then you might have a family. Soon naturally you want a bigger house. As those next time buyers climb the ladder, get bigger properties, more properties become available for first time buyer that could actually meet their needs. So at the moment, next time buyers aren't moving. How do you expect the first time
I think
buyers?
that's such a good point. It's something I actually talk about all the time and no one talks about it, which just says first time. The first time movers is that you see in first time buyers are buying the houses that they might overstretch themselves to buy houses so they never move again.
Yeah.
And then it kind of messes the ecosystem up of the market. And there is no support, as you say, there's not enough support for first time buyers, but there seems to be then no support until your later life lending, which is something we'll talk about as well. But it's like there's not that middle gap.
Yeah.
Seems to be completely left, and then it doesn't really help stimulate the market for movement.
No, and that's the whole thing. You have to move each chain. Yeah, like you say, later life.
Yeah.
People are working, living longer, and that could be out of choice, but it's also because things are not as affordable as they were 5-10 years ago. So they need to extend those mortgages. They need to take longer terms, and lenders are doing this. Lenders support longer terms. Quite a lot of the specialist lenders have really enhanced their later life lending with their end ages. So up to age 90, for example, which I know we speak to our parents.
90 is crazy.
I think that they would think that's crazy.
Yeah.
But if it's affordable,
even I remember my parents, 75 was like, I can't believe that you would take it to 75 and a 40-year term. So like 90 is, but it's more modern though.
It is. And I think it's because there's so much financial, I suppose, burden, I don't want to use that word, on helping their children still, getting them through university, and then they can't find not only a mortgage, but even rent.
It's a little bit like
supposed to, so
as you said, it's all connected. When you actually look at that, it is all connected, and it's all broken down to the situation of, as you said, if you're going to buy a house later, you're going to move to the second house later, means that you're going to pay the mortgage off later.
Yeah.
It also means that as the bills going up, which you've got things, you say, people with pensions and things like that. A lot of people are turning to later life lending for that. There's this weird kind of market. And then on top of that, which is something me and you were talking about off air with this, is you then throw in a cost of living crisis and people struggling with bad credit in the middle of it. And it just throws the whole thing, not out, but it just means that we need to look at it, I think, and then some lenders are looking at it quite closely. but we definitely need to educate the customer and hopefully educate the lenders more to bring better products to help them.
And I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think, again, we've spoken about this
Yeah.
loads about the niche product. You've even got, you look at your tier ones, traditionally, your standard vanilla products, they are going into niche markets now. They are looking at specialists. So at the same time, you've got your specialists looking at vanilla. So they're trying to see what they can do. So everyone's trying to cater for all the underserved, should we say?
Yeah.
But again, not kind of forgetting about those who are okay and still have aspirations to keep
Going up.
yeah.
Because
you need to look after them as much,
balancing act, isn't it?
as much as everyone else.
Yeah.
To kind of keep the housing market moving in the way it should be. And I speak to lenders all the time. All of them are looking at new innovation, new ranges, new product types, new criteria. Sometimes new criteria can be stricter, sometimes it's looser, but that all depends on their hedging and then where they're at in terms of lending.
I think there's also an element with brokers. I would say that for brokers, if the lenders do the products, but the brokers then need to actually learn the products and adopt them. And I think that's something that the brokers have a responsibility to do that. They should definitely start to educate themselves on these better products and help their clients where they are. Because I'm guilty of that too. We can get stuck in our rut and go, oh, we know it goes to that one, and it doesn't fit that box, so I'll move aside. But I think we do need to upskill. We need to move with the market and change, because the market isn't the same.
I agree with that. And I think that comes down to the advisor-lender relationship. But also from the other side, obviously, you've got Own You out there, which is a great kind of example of product that can fit a niche underserved market, like one of those. But having more brokers educated on that product versus others and the benefits on how that can help people get on the ladder, I think there's more that can be done there.
Absolutely.